The emergency beacon pulsed weakly through the void, its signal barely penetrating the cosmic static that surrounded the dying research vessel, Zenith's Pride. Captain Zektar's 4 eyes tracked the holographic display with growing unease, his chitinous exoskeleton clicking nervously as he processed the data. "Sir," his communications officer, Lieutenant Vorth, announced with trembling vocal cords, "we're receiving a transmission from the derelict. It's from the humans." The bridge fell silent. Every member of the Galactic Council knew about the humans, the species from the nightmare world they called Earth. A planet so hostile that its very existence violated 17 different theories of evolutionary biology. Gravity 3 times standard, an atmosphere that corroded most known materials, weather systems that could level cities, and radiation levels that should have sterilized all life millennia ago. Yet somehow, impossibly, life had not only survived. It had thrived. "Play the transmission," Zektar commanded, his mandibles clicking with barely contained fear. The main screen flickered to life, revealing the interior of what had once been a pristine research laboratory. Now it was a chaos of twisted metal, sparking electronics and pools of various alien fluids. In the center of this devastation sat a creature that made Zektar's blood run cold. The human was massive by galactic standards. Nearly 2 meters tall even while seated, with impossible muscle density that spoke of evolution under crushing gravity. Its skin bore the bronze hue of a species that had adapted to lethal solar radiation, and its eyes, those predators' eyes, tracked with the cold intelligence of an apex species. But what truly terrified Zektar was the human's condition. Dark red blood, a fluid so rich in iron it would poison most galactic species, seeped from multiple wounds. Its left arm hung at an unnatural angle, clearly broken. Burns covered much of its exposed skin, and yet it was smiling. "This is Dr. Sarah Chen, xenobiologist aboard the research vessel Harmony's Dream," the human began, its voice carrying that unsettling steadiness that humans seemed to maintain even in mortal peril. "If anyone receives this transmission, please relay the following information to the Galactic Biological Survey." Dr. Chen paused to cough, and Zektar noticed flecks of blood on her lips. By all medical understanding, this creature should have been dead or at least unconscious from shock. Instead, it continued with clinical precision. "The entity we discovered in the Kepler 442 system is not, repeat, not, a silicon-based life form as previously theorized. Our analysis confirms it's a quantum parasite that feeds on neural activity. It infiltrated our ship approximately 72 hours ago." Behind Dr. Chen, something moved in the shadows. Something that made Zektar's entire crew recoil in horror. It was formless, constantly shifting, with appendages that seemed to phase in and out of visible reality. The quantum parasite that had terrorized 3 star systems, destroyed dozens of ships, and sent entire species fleeing in panic. The creature appears to be highly intelligent and capable of manipulating matter at the subatomic level, Dr. Chen continued, apparently oblivious to the monstrosity creeping closer behind her. "However, I've discovered something the Council needs to know." The parasite's appendages reached out, making contact with Dr. Chen's back. Most species would have been instantly paralyzed, their nervous systems hijacked, and their consciousness consumed. The human merely winced slightly and continued talking. "It can't fully process human neural patterns. Our brains evolved under conditions so extreme that our thought processes are incompatible with its feeding mechanism. It's like trying to digest poison. Zektar watched in fascination and growing horror as the parasite's appendages began to smoke where they touched the human. Dr. Chen reached behind herself with her good arm and, impossibly, grabbed one of the writhing tentacles. The creature is also highly vulnerable to the electromagnetic signatures generated by human neural activity. Direct contact appears to cause it significant distress. The parasite shrieked, a sound that somehow transmitted through vacuum and made every member of Zektar's crew clutch their auditory organs in pain. Dr. Chen's smile widened. Additionally, I've discovered that concentrated doses of human adrenaline, which our bodies produce in massive quantities during stress, are toxic to the entity's cellular structure. She held up a medical injector with her good hand. I've been mainlining pure adrenaline for the past 6 hours. The parasite was now writhing frantically, its form becoming increasingly unstable. Where Dr. Chen touched it, its matter was actually dissolving, as if the human's very existence was anathema to its being. I want the council to understand something, Dr. Chen said, her voice taking on a harder edge. This thing has killed thousands of people. Sentient beings with families, dreams, hopes for the future. It treated them like livestock. She stood up, her broken arm dangling uselessly, and faced the camera directly. Behind her, the parasite's death throes were becoming more violent, its form beginning to collapse in on itself. But it made one critical error. It attacked humans. Dr. Chen raised the adrenaline injector like a weapon. We don't just survive on death worlds. We are the death world. And when something threatens the innocent, she plunged the injector into her neck, and her eyes went completely black for a moment. When her vision cleared, they burned with an intensity that made Zektar step back from his own screen. We become something worse than any nightmare evolution ever produced. The final moments of the transmission showed Dr. Chen literally tearing the quantum parasite apart with her bare hands, her body pumping so much adrenaline that her very touch was becoming lethal to the creature. The entity that had terrorized the galaxy died screaming, destroyed by a single wounded human who refused to give up. The transmission ended with Dr. Chen collapsing, finally succumbing to her injuries, but not before leaving one final message. Tell the Council that Earth stands ready to help. We've been waiting our whole evolutionary history for something worthy of hunting. In the silence that followed, Zektar realized that the galaxy's understanding of humans had been completely wrong. They weren't just survivors from a death world. They were the reason it was a death world in the first place. Sir, Lieutenant Vorth whispered, should we proceed to assist with rescue operations? Zektar looked at his crew, beings from a dozen different species, all united in their newfound respect and healthy fear of humanity. He thought about Dr. Chen's final smile, about the casual way she had destroyed a creature that had driven entire civilizations to panic. Yes, he said finally, but first, send a priority message to the Council. I think it's time we reconsidered our alliance proposals with Earth. As the Zenith's Pride changed course toward the derelict human vessel, Zektar couldn't shake the feeling that the galaxy had just received its first real lesson about what it meant to evolve alongside monsters. And somehow, that made him feel safer than he had in years.